still conversation on Oluyole 98.5 FM. And we will have this one before me here, and ASU stating the obvious.
Yes, sir.
Saying that it says that ASU insists on funding as Senate steps in to end strike. So they said yesterday that only adequate funding of the universities can end the perpetual strike actions. And like I said, of course, they are stating the obvious.
Yes.
And perpetual, not just in the ivory towers, in virtually every sector, proper funding
yes.
will end industrial disputes, will end industrial strikes. Welfare of personnel,
yes.
and then revitalization of the universities, revitalization of the health sector,
yes.
revitalization of the education sector.
Yes. And even researches, funding of the research methods, yes.
So, if we want a permanent end to these things, like I said, ASU is only stating the obvious. And, Bimbo, I remember when we were in school, and I remember the time of the June 12 struggle. I said it before on this platform, and we were I think it was something about students wanting to protest and shut down the universities because an interim national government had been introduced, and we were all very happy because we thought, okay, we'll be going home and all that. But then one of our lecturers now said that, oh, do you think these people care whether you get education or not? I've never forgotten that statement. That's what he told us in class. He told us that we should face our studies. We shouldn't try to shut down the universities on their own account, on the account of people who had callously accepted to be part of the contraption at that time called the interim national government in the heat of the June 12 validation struggle. And he said, do you think these people care whether you get education
or not?
Years on. Well, these people have proven that indeed they do not care. These people that continue to replicate themselves over and over again in governance and administration, and they have shown over and over again that indeed they do not care whether the younger generation of Nigerians do get education or not. And they don't even care. Like I said, I said adequate funding for all the sectors would end industrial action. And then look at the health sector, Bimbo. Now, the latest one that has proven that the health sector is indeed in comatose, and that nothing seems to work in the health sector too, like many other sectors. The Minister of Finance,
yes,
the Lancia has been taken abroad
for treatment.
As usual. So, if things were okay, and the question many Nigerians are asking, is there no doctor competent enough to take care of him back home?
Nigeria.
Is there no hospital good enough in Nigeria?
And that is the meaning. That is the meaning. There is no hospital. Somebody told me something yesterday. Yes, a guy was ill. He was admitted to the UCH, our own UCH. UCH had to refer that person to a private hospital. Imagine, because of what? Electricity.
There was no power.
No power supply. No diesel to run their generators. No personnel. About maybe 2 doctors to about 200 people.
Just for you to know that all this boils down to funding. And when you ask, they will say there is no money. But there is enough money for somebody to acquire 754 houses.
Yes, yes.
There is enough money for somebody to steal 90
billion naira, yes,
of taxpayers' money. And yet the country has not collapsed. And when the lecturers, the health sector workers, and workers in other sectors, when they ask for what is their right, when they ask for what should be normal, they will tell them that they want to collapse the economy, that they want to ruin the economy. Yet the economy does not get ruined when they steal colossal sums from the national treasury.
Yes, and well, there will be money to rehabilitate, not rehabilitate an international conference center. Yes, there will be money for all those ones.
There is enough money for someone to ride a Rolls Royce.
Rolls Royce,
and
yes.
Keep defending it. That the Rolls Royce, the cost of which could build a primary healthcare center, a well-equipped primary healthcare center. So you just wonder, you just begin to. So when actually saying this, that adequate funding would solve this problem. Yes, indeed, it would. Indeed, it would. And adequate funding of the universities will not destroy the economy. It will not collapse the economy.
How much will the federal government spend for adequate funding?
Compared with what goes into private pockets, and those private pockets are very, very many.
Yes.
Right, away from that now, local government funds, Osun AG withdraws suit against CBN AGF, says case overtaken by events. Limbo. Is it that they're about to come to some form of amicable agreements?
Yes, I believe. Or what's a convo?
And this is what. Is this also coming from the Osun AG? It says APC chairman councillor's tenure expired on October 16. Okay, let's see what this is all about. And then it says, okay, let's see. We'll go to the inside pages now. The Attorney General of Osun State on Friday filed a notice of withdrawal of the suit instituted against the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) and the Accountant General of the Federation (AGF), seeking to stop the federal government from releasing withheld local government allocations to the court-sacked local government chairman and councillors elected during the tenure of former Governor Adegboyega Oyetola. While moving the motion on Friday, counsel for the Osun AGF, Musiba Adetunbi SCN, said the aim of the suit, which sought to safeguard the money, had been defeated as the allocation had been moved out of the CBN by the defendants. On September 29, 2025, when the matter was heard, I told the court that the primary aim was to safeguard the money. Between then and now, we are sure that, notwithstanding the pendency of the case and other of status quo, the money was moved out of the CBN, Adetunbi said. He told the court that the notice of discontinuance was filed pursuant to Order 51 Rule 2 of the Federal High Court rules, arguing that any further arguments in the matter would amount to an academic exercise. Okay, I think what it means is that there are allegations that the money has been paid into certain accounts. Which the
individual accounts,
according to allegations coming from the PDP, from that have been paid into APC politicians, into the accounts of APC politicians, while the federal government and the CBN are insisting that the money was paid duly into the recognized accounts of the councils.
The councils, yes, due process, that they went through due process to pay the monies.
Let's have this commercial break. We'll be back.
Conversation.
Still there, and it's conversation on Oluyole 98.5 FM.
Tola, I have this kind of a worrying story here. Yes. Talking about the health sector now. Unusual cough, fever, star panic in Lagos. Yes, let me just go through it. There have been some references let me first go to the references. NCDC on alert as COVID-19 deaths rise in UK. Medical experts urge testing caution. Now, I think in Lagos, a 42-year-old Lagos resident, Kabil Adewi, has been battling persistently with fever and related symptoms despite completing several rounds of treatment. And Adewi, who initially assumed he had contracted malaria, began experiencing fever, chills, and sweating about 2 weeks ago. He took anti-malarial medication and traveled briefly to Kano, expecting to recover. But a week later, Adewi was still shivering, sweating, and burning up internally. And despite completing his medications, like he has said, he still felt the same way and wondered if the drugs no longer worked. And frustrated, Adewi tried self-medication, switching brands, and even combining drugs, but nothing worked. His palms and feet felt as though they were on fire, and his confusion grew daily. When herbal remedies seemed like the last option, he decided to give them a try. That night, the situation took an unexpected turn when he returned from work. He said, "When I got home, my wife told me our 2 children were also running a fever, coughing, and had catarrh. I was shocked, and it was past midnight. We rushed them to the hospital where they were diagnosed with malaria," he stated. The diagnosis puzzled him, and Kabira emphasized that he prides himself in maintaining a clean home and regularly fumigating to keep mosquitoes at bay. So how could they have malaria all of a sudden, he asked. So
well, and there are several other accounts, similar accounts
yes.
from different people
yes.
in the same Lagos.
The same Lagos, yes.
Well, I guess the health authorities will be on top of this, and investigations will be carried out.
Yes.
To ensure that we do not have, maybe, I hope it's not COVID-19.
COVID-19. This is not it's not another kind of disease that we don't.
APC governors and KB meeting pledge stronger support for Tinubu's Youth Hope agenda. The meeting of the Progressive Governors Forum, PGF, which began on Thursday in Benin, Kebbi State, ended on Friday with a renewed commitment to advancing Nigeria's economy, security, and social development under the leadership of President Bola Tinubu. And the 2-page communique at the end of the meeting, the governors reaffirmed their collective commitment to the renewed hope agenda of President Tinubu, describing the gathering as a vital platform for reflection on the nation's economic trajectory, reassessment of Nigeria's transformation, and reaffirmation of progressive governance ideals. The reaffirmation of Tinubu 2027, I would rather say. And their ranks are being swelled in recent times. And the ranks of the Progressive Governors Forum, they are harvesting more members, especially from the PDP, which is still trying very hard to stay afloat.
And yes, some ADC, so-called new opposition ADC members are said to be preparing to join, or they join the APC soon. Yes, that is according to Yewatda, that is the national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Professor Nentawi Yewatda, and he revealed that more politicians from opposition parties are set to defect to the ruling APC in the days ahead. And Yewatda made this known during a meeting Plateau APC stakeholders held at an hotel in Jos. The national chairman of APC, while apologizing for arriving for the meeting late, yes, that is his own business, attributed his lateness to a meeting he held with all APC governors in Kebbi State the previous day to assess the state of the party.
Well, if it's true that some ADC members are considering and
to return to the APC,
and if they are the big names that originally left the APC or the PDP and they are now going back to APC, so is it that they found out that they jumped on the boat that was actually leaking and their weight helped to press down the boat further so that more water is coming into the boat and the boat is now sinking? I don't understand. Is that they were too heavy? Their weight was too much for the boat, so that they have to get back to a boat that can actually contain them. Well, I really wish we could have a formidable opposition and a credible opposition.
Yes.
But then that would be the situation if self-interest is not placed above the interest of the country. If they genuinely are the interest of the country at heart, Bimbo, there will be give and take. So the ADC would actually work. But then it's sad for me. It's sad that it looks as if the prediction of the presidency that they would disintegrate in a matter of 6 months. They seem ready to disintegrate much earlier than the presidency has predicted.
Because there have been internal wranglings. Yes, internal wranglings. Even after inception of the ADC.
And it's all about self-interest. But also have this one. Wike to meet IGP over demolished police duplexes. And also the demolishing police property. This man is very interesting. He said he will meet with the Inspector General of Police IGP, following the demolition of illegal duplexes reportedly belonging to the Nigeria Police Force at Apo Duse District, Abuja. He explained that the buildings were erected under a high-tension power line despite repeated warnings and the refusal of development approval by the FCT Department of Development Control. Well, I think it's a good one if the man is not doing double standards in executing or implementing these policies. And if everyone were like him, well, maybe we'll be getting somewhere.
I believe Wike, yes, is a master planner. He is a master planner, and in this aspect, I think he has, achieved. Not talking about politics now, but talking about his job, his main job as a minister of the Federal Capital Territory. I think he has achieved. He has achieved some feats in this area.
And it's a boss. Still seems to be happy with him. But I hope what one of our callers said, that is it will come to a time that President Tinubu himself not just will become politically scared of him.
Yes.
And that President Tinubu just that he should watch his back. That's what that caller said.
Yes.
That President Tinubu might just have a last card with which he would deal with him at the time that it becomes expendable.
Yes.
Expendable means when it's no longer needed. And the president begins to see him as a very potent threat. Then he might want to get rid of him. I'm not saying that he's going to kill him.
Just to put him aside. Just push him aside.
At this point, I want to remind you people of that. I've said it before on this platform. That story we read way back in primary school, the Nigerian Oxford English course.
Yes.
About a particular Oba who had a very powerful warrior that helped him to win many battles. At some point, that warrior became ambitious. It happened in Benin. And the warrior wanted to kill the Oba and seize the throne for himself. The Oba ran into the forest. He was pursued by the warrior. So he ran up a tree. And the warrior was busy trying to cut down the tree. Actually, the tree was a magic tree. The Oba, he dropped something on the ground and the tree grew. So because it was a magic tree, the warrior could not cut down the tree. He kept on trying until the giants came along. The giant Ohumohea, that was his name. And the giant said, "Oh, what is happening here?" And the warrior explained everything to the giant that this coward of a king, I want to kill him and seize his throne. The giant looked at the king up in the tree and he said that he was going to help the king. So he placed his foot on the warrior and killed him. The Oba was very grateful. So at some point, they were now going back to the palace together. The giant started laughing. It started by smiling. The Oba was wondering why, that's what was making him smile. At the point he burst out laughing. And the Oba said, "Why are you laughing?" The giant laughed even harder, and tears was coming out of his eyes. The Oba was annoyed that you are laughing in front of the whole Oba of Benin without telling the Oba why. So when the giant eventually calmed down, he told the Oba that, can you imagine that a king ran from his palace and ran up a tree to hide from his warrior, who's supposed to be his servant. Oh,
who's supposed to be his protector.
So the man now began to think that, oh, at this point, this man is going to get back to Benin, is going to tell everybody what happened, and I'll become the laughing stock. People will not respect me again. Eventually, he might even drive me away from my throne. He now told to cut the long story short, Bebo, he now told the judge that he pretended that he was looking at something on the floor. He said, this thing is very beautiful. So beautiful, you need to see it. The judge, because he was tall, he could not see what the Oba said he was seeing. The Oba now said, you have to bend down, you have to lie down to be able to see it. Foolishly, the judge immediately dived on the ground and then he lay down just to see what was so beautiful. And the Oba cut off his head. So that's why I'm drawing that analogy with President Tinubu and then Mr. Wike.
Yes.
It doesn't come to that. The two of them eventually, like that our caller said, I think Mr. Wike should watch his back.
Yes, he should watch his back, and Mr. President too. It should be cautious, at least to some extent. I have this one here talking about what one congressman said in the United States, talking about genocide and that Boko Haram and ISIS were killing Christians. Now, he's still saying that he dismissed recent claims of Christian persecution in Nigeria. That is the senior advisor to the United States of America, President Donald Trump, on Arab and African affairs. That is Mr. Masad Bulus. He dismissed recent claims of Christian persecution in Nigeria, and he said that the American government is aware that terrorist groups like Boko Haram and ISIS have killed more Muslims than Christians in the country. That is the senior advisor, not that congressman that made this statement earlier, I think last week. And yes, U.S. Senator Ted Cruz had in an X, formerly Twitter, posted penultimate Tuesday accused the federal government of encouraging the massacre of Christians, and Senator Cruz alleged that no fewer than 50,000 Christians had been killed since 2009, with 2,000 schools and 18,000 churches destroyed by what he called the Islamist armed groups. He introduced a bill to sanction Nigerian officials whom he accused of ignoring and even facilitating the mass murder of Christians. But Mr. Bulus, the advisor who spoke with journalists in Rome after a meeting with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu yesterday, described any loss of life as unfortunate, stressing that terrorism in Nigeria is indiscriminate and affects people of all faiths and ethnicities. That is what we always say. Yes, that is what he has come out with the facts. That senator is just saying what he wants to say. He doesn't know his facts. The congressman, he doesn't know his facts. And the advisor, Trump's advisor, has, come out with the facts. He knows that the terrorists, all those killers, all those criminals, they kill anybody. They
don't care about your religion.
Yes, they don't care about your religion.
From Nigeria to any other clime in the world, a terrorist is a terrorist. They do not care what creed you practice. They are criminals, plain and simple. That is what they are. Governor Seyi Makinde said something yesterday which I really love, Bimbo. Now, the headline says, when hunger leaves Nigeria, prosperity will return. Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde has said that despite the recent wave of defections rocking the People's Democratic Party (PDP), the most important defection in Nigeria has yet to take place. And he says it is the defection of hunger and deprivation from the country. So where would those two gentlemen, hunger and deprivation, where would they be defecting to if they leave Nigeria? Well, I guess that shouldn't be a problem. They should just leave. And that's what the governor is saying. And the governor made the remark in his bi-monthly newsletter released on Thursday, where he urged Nigerians to focus on the nation's real challenges rather than being distracted by political realignments and defections. Oh, I love this people.
Yes.
Makinde stated that while politicians crossing from the PDP to the All Progressive Congress APC had dominated public discussion, Nigerians should instead be concerned about how to tackle hunger, inequality, and poverty. With these defections, political pundits have been busy reading meanings into every handshake and silence. I have watched as our national conversation once again turns to who is moving rather than what is moving. For me, the only defection that truly matters is the one that has not happened yet, the defection of hunger. When hunger defects out of Nigeria, prosperity will return and our pride will be restored. He wrote. Okay. And I say I love this memo because the governor here is not busy whitewashing his party. It's rather is saying that Nigerians must wake up to the challenge that faces us all, that faces the Nigerian masses, and we should not be distracted by the antics of the politicians, who most of whom only care about their own self-interest. So, well, good one for me, Limbo.
Yes. Yes, a good one.
Girls' charge to define identity, build strength, transform community.
Yes, this is coming from the presidency here now. That is talking about the economy again. And it is coming from, well, the Vice President, Kashim Shettima. He yesterday said, Nigeria is primed to anchor a new era of intra-African trade and investment, leveraging its market size, economic weight, and innovation capacity to drive the continent's next commercial revolution. The Vice President made this known at the high-level conference on intra-African trade jointly organized by the Nigeria Governors Forum, NGF, Woodall Capital, Afrexim Bank, and the Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council at the State House, Abuja, ahead of a series of investment roadshows scheduled for London, Dubai, and Abu Dhabi. And well, it was represented by the Deputy Chief of Staff to the President, Office of the Vice President, Senator Ibrahim Adeija Shettima, commended Woodall Capital for what he described as an audacious mandate to mobilize international funding for sovereign and sub-sovereign projects, calling it an act of deep patriotic service that turns the theoretical potential into bankable opportunities. Well, I think that should be part of the reforms that is ongoing, and we hope that it brings us good results.
Yeah, so too. But cars snatched in Southwest, sold in Abuja. And then how Oshima Basu are trailed, nabbed in FCT.
And that has been cars snatched in one area and sold in other areas. It has been on for a long time. But well, maybe this one is a rather what now? Interesting and interesting. Let me just say interesting in quote issue.
All sorts of accounts being given here as to the carelessness of these car robbers who even go into people's houses for the purpose, just for the purpose of stealing their cars.
Cars, yes.
Parked cars. There's an account here, one Yemi Timileyi and one Ijide. They are all suspects, cooling their heels in custody now. And one of them was is narrating their last operation, I think, before they were caught. It says Yemi Timileyi Ijide and the person who was narrating went to Ibukun area to work that day. At first, we were unsuccessful, and Yemi told us to go to another area. I reminded him that soldiers used to be there, but he said there would be no problem as we would not get to them before we moved towards the targeted place. As we were going, we saw a car approaching, just like in our second operation. It was a Toyota Avalon car, 2013 model. We had initially checked the house. The driver was moving into without seeing any car. Jide asked us to rush at the man, but we decided to hold on. We hid somewhere. It was almost 4 a.m. His fence was high, so it was difficult for us to go in, but we eventually scaled the gate. The man there started shouting, "Thief, thief," before we got in, but that didn't stop us. We succeeded in entering, but the victim rushed out to raise alarm. Timileyin, who was at the gate, quickly held him, but he still extricated himself. We all went after him and got him. Timileyin started giving him machete cuts on the head. We dragged him back into his house with his head and face covered with blood as he was bleeding heavily. We tried to look for the remote sensor of his keyless car. His noise was so much that we knew his neighbors were awake. Well, eventually, they said we always locked our victims in their toilets or pantries, but the last one was too tough for us. We couldn't lock him in, so we left him and drove off. We switched off the car's light so that he would not see the direction we would then go through. So I just went through this just for us to know the level of callousness of these young Nigerians, mostly young Nigerians, who have decided to turn themselves into a problem to other Nigerians instead of doing honest work.
Well, I have this one here too, which says, okay, well, talking about, it is a kind of interview session talking about human trafficking and an organization, NIDO. NIDO means, yes, Nigerians in Diaspora Organization, Africa. The chairman, Titus Alagba, yes, he spoke about challenges facing Nigerians living across African countries and even abroad. And he says, just to mention this, human trafficking, fraud, tarnishing Nigeria's image globally. Yes, that is what he's saying. And yes, and it is true. It is actually true.
Sadly true.
Now, still talking about crime here. A daredevil interstate armed robbery syndicate, which specializes in snatching cars, has been dismantled by operatives of the Lagos State Police Command. The suspects, Taiwo Alabi, 42, Ogedengbe Louis, 46, Igudalo Enato Francis, 37, and Osalo Ehe Abiodun, 34, were arrested across 4 states, Lagos, Ogun, Oyo, and Edo, by crack detectives who trailed their activities following an operation in Lagos. I guess, is it linked to that one that you just read now?
I guess it's the same here. The major syndicate, car snatching syndicate.
Yes. And
smashed in Lagos.
Yes, and they recovered some, equipment, some machines. Yes, I will call them machines. I'm just talking about, yes, arms and ammunition here. Now, this one says EFCC's witness confirms transferring $3 million to Aisha Achimugu's farm. Who is that Aisha Achimugu? Well,
it's a case that has been on
for a long time.
For some time. Well, but we won't be getting anything from the book of matrimonial oddities this morning. The pages have been taken over by advertorials, and understandably, the newspaper has to make money.
Yes.
So the book of matrimonial oddities is not there this morning.
Wow.
That's what I would love to. So, well, just like us too, we also have to make money. So the newspaper too has to make money.
Money, yes.
So the pages for the book of matrimonial oddities have been taken over by advertorials.
At least for maybe let's hope for this weekend.
It will be back from next weekend.
Yes, 08055009850 or 07055551985.
Yeah, that's the number to call. We welcome your contributions on any of the headlines you've taken this morning. You have our first caller here.
Hello, good morning.
Hello. Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, my name is Genesis. I'm from Agua, the local government.
Okay, good to have you, sir.
All right. On the basis of ADC, people think ADC have a problem. For me, I don't see any problem in ADC. If ADC can have any crisis or within itself, it will reduce the new leader. That is like people like massive country. They promise that whoever emerge as a president candidate in their party, all of them will unite with him. I don't see any crisis. The old leadership in there that is suffering them. I don't see any problem there with ABC. So I see ABC coming out better than PDP. On the basis of a comment, for me, it's a very wake up call. We in Nigeria, let us wake up. Let us not buy those who are the first to APC. We should wake up. And I love when saying that the suffering of the masses, the masses are suffering. The only position that are enjoying. So when Nigeria wake up, let them mind whether they are the first or not. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And 082-5500-9850 or 70-5555-1985. Those are the numbers to call to be part of conversation this morning.
Rivers man brutalizes lady for rejecting marriage proposal. and she rejected his proposal. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Atola, Mr. Bimbo.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. John.
John calling from Ilorin.
Good to have you, sir.
On weekend, demolishing a building belonging to the police. Well, I would have loved if Mr. Wike can be shifted into anything that has to do with Nigerian security, with the insurgency and terrorism going on in Nigeria. You see, let's leave politics alone. That guy has a gut and he has a heart. I would have been very happy if Wike can be moved to defense ministry. Okay. I know he's going to do a lot, except the government of the day decided that cool down. This is not what we want you to do. If he's giving free hand, he will perform. Yes, he plays his politics dirty at times, but aside politics, he's a workaholic, and he knew what he wants. Secondly, now that explanation has been given to the U.S. that people are being killed in Nigeria, it has nothing to do with religion. The U.S. themselves, what are they doing to help? Nigeria has gone past giving us aid all the time. Last year alone, the U.S. gave about $784 million. Various sectors in Nigeria as aid. But what we need from them, I don't know if the military actually requested for it, because I believe some countries like the U.S., French, China or Russia can provide us with satellite image of the camp of those terrorists. Satellite image of where they put their equipment, their armory, their training ground in those forests, where our Air Force can easily move on after getting those satellite images and blow all those places off. While the foot soldier will go in and destroy those fleas from the battlefield or capture them. These are the things that I think the U.S. or any country, if I don't know if you request, can do for us. We can't continue living on saying you give us aid and you have, maybe when there is terror, you say they are killing Christians or they are killing Muslims. Help us in a way whereby we will settle down, we won't need those aids again. Or when you even give us those aids, it will have meaning. It's not even meaning when you give us aid. Because one, apart from people looting it, does it make any sense when someone is a refugee in his own country just because of bandits? You are a refugee in your own country because of banditry, and someone will now bring aid that go and feed those refugees in your country. Your own citizen. The U.S. will help us. The Nigerian government will ask for help. Let's get those footage of their camp, their training camp, their headquarters, and their armory in that bush and blow them up. Good morning. Enjoy your weekend, sir.
Thank you very much.
Well, Mr. John, it's one thing for those advanced nations to offer us the aid you are talking about. It's another thing for us to be sincere about using them. We've seen situations where weapons branded NA, Nigerian Army, have been found in the hands of
the terrorists
and dead terrorists. We have seen situations where footage that are supposed to lead to bandits camps have led our Air Force to bomb civilian targets. It has happened not once, not twice, not thrice. So, and the Tucano jets,
yes, then
we do not know their whereabouts. We do not know whether they are even being used at all. So,
is it
080550098. We lost that. And also 55551985. So, well, like I said, I think political will is what is needed now. And you know, Donald Trump, he once said something about us when he was criticizing our system. He said, give them guns.
They will kill themselves.
And they'll start killing themselves. Instead of fighting their enemies, they'll start killing themselves. And they said, give them money, and they'll take that same money, their corrupt pastors and religious figures, and then they'll spend it on Owambe. Oh, da baba. 07055551985.
I think it will be the network or something. Now, well, Tinubu's policy is making Nigeria rich again. That is according to Uzodinma. That is the Hope Uzodinma. I think it is Hope Uzodinma again. Yes. That thing, he said President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's renewed hope agenda has reversed some of Nigeria's economic plagues, and his policies are making Nigeria rich again. Imo State Governor Senator Hope Uzodinma has said. Well, he might make some point at some areas, some points about that. That is talking about the reforms. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah,
God will be with us and protect us.
Amen.
Amen.
Also, they must say about I wish in Nigeria about what is because 85% we are poor. We just manage ourselves. My prayer to God Almighty Allah, God will be in front so that it's easy for us to live comfortable.
Thank you,
Yamusa.
Mine was a bit more full.
Yes.
Not really hear her clearly, but I got what part of what she said. That the issue of hunger and they said God should help. And our prayer to God is to end the challenge of hunger in this country.
Yes, and happy Yamusura called today. We've had her in a long while.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good to have you, sir.
Let me just put matter on the issue of Wiki. Wiki is so powerful that they didn't fear any government or anybody at all. My own opinion is that as the other man caller from Ilorin, maybe they should deploy him to other ministries so that we see how it's going to perform. Thanks, well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Can you say line here? What kind of phone going? We're cut. Yeah. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
I am Adepo Julanko speaking for Aki.
Good to have you, sir.
I want to comment about the effort of Mr. John from Ilorin. He spoke my mind. I want to contribute that Mr. Project should be deployed to the Ministry of Defense. Maybe you have the knowledge to tackle the insurgency that is threatening the Nigeria Federation. So let him go and perform there. Thank you very much. Adepo Julanko.
Thank you very much.
No, right now he seems to be doing a very good job in his capacity as the FCT minister. But then defense what concerns us all. Maybe it should actually be taken there.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I can be Adebayo from Iwo.
Good to have you, Mr. Adebayo.
God bless you, sir. Regarding the report of that U.S. man concerning the killings in Nigeria, that it is only the Christians that are being killed. Sincerely speaking, when this thing started, it appears that the victims are mostly Christians. And especially if you look at what happened in Benue State, you will have to think that it is the Christians that are the focus of these killers. But as the time progresses, we started seeing that they are killing Muslims, Christians, and non-Muslim and Christian as well. So for that, we cannot blame them more. And regarding Wike, well, I would not want to go against the suggestion of Mr. John from Ilorin. But you see, there is a governor in this country some time ago. He did well in his state, and people consider him the Messiah. But when he was given larger responsibilities, he started fumbling. He fought that. We can't say because he's a minister for FCT, then he can go to the defense. If he's given that, then you will know that Akaria Janakulik is a Romade. God bless you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. 070-5555-1985. Oh, okay, we lost that. Keep the calls coming in. 070-5555-1985.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I am Ademola from Ibadan.
Mr. Ademola.
With regards to building demolition by FCT ministry in Abuja. If not because of the police, we don't know what will have become our society. So WK and the FCCT ministry should provide explanation, alternatives of building or demolitions. And the other building has to be provided by FCCT ministry, offering through cooperation and collaboration between the government, FCCT, and the WIKI and police. I think that building has to be provided. And concerning the economy and others, I want our governors. And since some of our leaders have ability, the ability to do things successfully depends on the needs of the economy over that of politics. So government should focus on food, fuel, and other productivity. So the prices of food should be reduced. The government should reduce the price of food further. Thank you very much.
All right, thank
you very much.
080-5500-9850. Remember to call conversation this morning. And 070-5555-1985. Right, what $100,000 NLNG literature prize means to me. That's coming from Oluyole, the 2025 winner of the prize.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
My name is Daddy Kejabibola, calling from Iwo.
Good to have you, sir.
I want to comment on this issue of Christian and Islam and the claims of Islam. I think our Christian in Nigeria I'm not telling anybody, but if there is a record and people are courageous enough to point out what is happening, not whining and dining with the speaker of its owner, not smiling when they are doing it. If Americans could document all those things and come with those of where are our records? What do we so-called can? What do they know? Until the
Christians are being oppressed in Nigeria. They use their power to state but come down, they will use any law. But maybe in the north, you don't have any other to use any law except Nigeria. Let our parents stop worrying and dying. Do what is needed. Well, I'm not asking them to take action anybody. Just to let's know what is going on. And start what is the right. What the government says that belongs to you. Claim it. And you carry the medical life from you.
Thank you very much.
Check your time is 7:30 and we have to go. You know, interesting time on conversation. We'll be back same time Monday morning, God willing. My name is Tola Teliba.
And my name is Bimbo Akombi. Thank you very much for listening. Enjoy your weekend.